Who are you? Just think of millenniums multiplied by years, compounded by time without end. I've been around that long.
Welcome to the Dark Times channel, and in this particular video I'm going to be discussing the movie Meet Joe Black, which debuted in 1998, starring Brad Pitt and the legendary Anthony Hopkins. And I'm going to be discussing some of the esoteric meanings behind the film Meet Joe Black, in particular as it pertains to the character Joe Black.
I,
Joe, please.
let me take it from here, am
Don't.
an agent for the Internal Revenue Service.
The character Meet Joe Black was anything but an IRS agent. In fact, the character Joe Black was none other than the Egyptian god Osiris, better known as the Great Black.
Should I be afraid?
Obia,
No, Mama.
Obia man. I'm going to die.
Everything gonna be irie.
The motion picture Meet Joe Black is a film that went over a lot of people's heads. It's hard for Hollywood to make an esoteric film without adding the element of love. I won't even call it love, let's call it romance, I guess. A romantic movie. There's got to be a romantic element in order to captivate an audience or to get an audience to even want to go see it. When you're dealing with cinema and some of the esoteric meanings in a lot of these films, especially as in the case with Hollywood, most of the times, I would say oftentimes, a lot of the esoteric meanings are hidden in plain sight. If we dig into the etymology of the name Joe or Joseph in Hebrew, the Hebrew meaning of Joe or Joseph means Yosef, meaning one who gives life. Now in this particular film, they would have you believe the opposite. They would have you believe that the character Joe Black is there to take a life. But if we know anything about Egyptian mythology, then you'll know that everything was 180 degrees from what we know now, or what we have come to understand now. And so the character Joe Black, or Osiris, has come to give life. The Egyptian mythology surrounding the god Osiris was that Osiris was the god of the afterlife, or the underworld. He was often depicted as a man with green skin or very black skin, which is why he was called the Black One. He was also known as Asur or Asar, translation meaning Almighty or the Powerful One. And he was also referred to as the King of the Living, because as I said earlier, everything was completely 180 degrees from what we know now. If you study the Book of the Dead, or the Book of the Living, depending on how you look at it, then you'll know that death is only the beginning, as he tells you in the scriptures. In fact, it wasn't until the end of the film in which the main character, Mr. Robert Parrish, played by Anthony Hopkins, tells Joe Black that his daughter couldn't in fact be in love with him because she did not know the real Joe Black. She didn't know that he was the god Osiris. And so there's no way that his daughter could be in love with him. And that his daughter was in fact indeed in love with the illusion of Joe Black.
I'm in love with your daughter, and I'm taking her with me tonight.
What?
I think you heard me, Bill.
And so he pleaded with Osiris not to take his daughter and to leave his daughter in this world and to let her live her life here. And it wasn't until that moment that Osiris was able to snap out of it and let go. He was able to let go of this physical world and leave everything behind. And so this particular film, Meet Joe Black, was a film that always stood out to me because in my opinion, it was a film about letting go and being ready to leave this world behind.
So take that nice picture you got in your head home with you. But don't be fooled.
And so the film Meet Joe Black was a great reminder of just how easy it is for the spirit beings that we are to get caught up in the illusion. Even the great god Osiris, or the perfect his daughter, god Osiris, or the perfect black, couldn't help but get caught up in the illusion of this world.
It's hard to let go, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Bill.